Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Doctor Who review. Doctor Who review episode 20. Yes, the 20th review for the series. Now, what am I reviewing for my 20th review? How about Doctor Who Fury of the Deep? This story actually ended the second Doctor's second year on the show and is also the final appearance of Victoria in the series. Well, with the exception of a offhand mention in The Two Doctors. Yeah, this is the last time she appears in the show. Yep. Fury of the Deep, the Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria end up in what appears to be modern day England, they don't specifically say. Where they land the TARDIS on the water, apparently they can do this. And they basically just take a inflatable boat, they go to the shore, play with some foam that are just happily there, and the Doctor checks out this pipeline. And then he gets arrested by the people who actually run the facility there. He's brought before Commander Ranson, which, before I continue here, as you can tell by the cover, it's another one of these anime restoration ones. Yeah, where basically they make it to a cartoon. Which I don't have a problem with. I watched the original black and white. Yeah, so Ranson is a guy with very weird looking hair. It's like he's Albert Einstein. Where like, he has like hair white here and hair on the sides. I have never seen it before. And of course, things are saboteurs, even though they're not. Oh, in case you're curious, so what is up with the seaweed? Yeah, the seaweed is the main villain of the story. Yes, sentient seaweed and foam. I'm like, okay. Whatever. Also, I pointed out one of the rooms. I thought this was so cool. There is a picture of the original actor of the Master in this story. Oh yeah, there is. Excuse me. Yeah, there's another one of those basically where like the whole story is lost. Yes. And I was actually wrong. It's actually not from his end of his season. It's actually from the second to the last episode of the season. By the way, thanks to talk about this episode, I basically have only one, two, three more stories to discuss from season 5 of Doctor Who. Yeah, that's quite interesting though. This actually is the fourth story I reviewed. I'd say the first one I reviewed was Whip of Fear, then Two of Assignment, then The Ice Warriors, and now this one. Yep. Now, the seaweed is apparently taking over people. Ranson, of course, is insane. And the assistant basically is worried about some evidence about this seaweed. Sends his wife out to his house. And then, of course, while they're looking for the stuff, she basically is very ill. And then all of a sudden, two very weird looking engineers pop up with the story. Where one is a chubby guy, the other one is a very tall, slim man who likes to smile for some reason. And apparently these guys work for Enjon. And they had one of the stories end with them basically doing ah, yeah, basically kind of like breathing on her, but basically unleash gas because these two engineers are controlled by the seaweed. Yeah, these two don't do very much in the story aside from knocking out this doctor's wife. Aside from that, they don't really do all that much after that until they pop up like one other episode of this where they try to prevent the doctor and Jamie from coming up from an actual elevator. Aside from that, these two do practically nothing in the story. As a matter of fact, their fate is completely unknown. It suggests that these two might have been the first two people infected by the seaweed. Yeah, it's not exactly clearly explained there. Oh, I should point out though, when it comes to this one here, it's written by Victor Pemberton. The director is Hugh David. Yep. Yeah, so throughout this story, the Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria are battling seaweed. Okay, 90 minutes, seaweed. When the heck the seaweed first started showing up, they don't really say per se. And the way to defeat it, let's see it with screaming. Yes, screaming, which I'm like, really? Yes, really. yeah, in case you're curious, this is 6 episodes. 6 episodes, which this DVD basically, this case contains the original anime feature, the original black and white and color, and the, well, one of those picture like recorded type of thing. They all play versions of this. This is kind of in the way a weak second Doctor story. I only got it because it's the second story. It's the last story featuring Victoria. I mean, it's got good action with it, but the way to defeat the creature is so weird. I mean, the menace of this creature is very there, but here's the thing: who the heck is the leader of the seaweed is never explained. Where apparently they're in the North Sea of the UK, which okay. Since when is seaweed sentient? And this goes best, but okay. The people later on named Megan Jones and her assistant Perkins up here. They really don't contribute much to the story at all. And eventually, of course, they unleash. Well, first they get rid of the seaweed. Eventually, covers the main facility, and then they eliminate in where the nest is, and that is apparently how to defeat the damn thing. It's got good pacing with this thing. It's just that the resolution is kind of weak and the villain is kind of weak too. I mean, seaweed. Like, this is the best they come up with. Seaweed. Okay. But it's still a good story nonetheless. I give this one roughly I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. So I feel like a bit of a step down from the last second Doctor Story review, which was Seas of Death, which that was a lot more interesting of a story than this was. But this is done in the style of the Base Under Siege stuff. This is something that second Doctor stories were very popular with. Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this particular review. I might have one more video to do today, and that'll be another Doctor review, and that'll probably be it for today, okay? Next video. Bye.